Mas que Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to NCF. You are welcome to the 34th NCF AGM. We appreciate you for honoring our invitation. I think you deserve a round of applause. All right. So we also want to apologize. We want to appreciate you for coming so early, especially what's the name of this school? Okwanja Community School. Please, you deserve a round of applause. They've been here since 9 a.m. or so. We want to appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. And we want to apologize. And we are starting, no more delay. We want to start with the national anthem. Can we just be on our feet as we recite together the national anthem? Thank you. Please take your seat. If you look to where I'm standing, you can see that at the time we were reciting or singing the national anthem, you could see one old man standing. So for the love of Nigeria, love of nature, not love of people, the man is still standing for NCF and for nature conservation. And no other person than Izoma. Please appreciate the President, Board of Trustees, Conservation Foundation. I think it deserves a standing ovation. It deserves a standing ovation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, please take your seat. All right, so he's already on the high table. No need to be invited to the high table. All right, so sitting with him is the Director General of NCF, Dr. Joseph Onoda. Please appreciate my boss. All right, thank you. Because tomorrow you can just wake up and say, you're already broke. So you need to appreciate him. Yes, so. All right, so we also have in the house our council members. They are very committed. That's why they are council members. And they still sit on council member for many, many years. Before I joined NCF, they've been here and they are still there. I want to appreciate Mr. Desmond Majekodomo. Please, you are welcome, sir. Sir Desmond Majekodomo, the advocate of environment. And we also have in the house Senator Chief Akindusi. Please, sir, you're welcome, sir. We have representative of Ministry of Environment, Lekki State, representing the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Labode, the Deputy Director. You're welcome, sir. All right, so we also have Chevron Nigeria Limited is represented on National Executive Council of NCF, and that's supposed to be Mr. Breaking Esimaje, is ably represented by Miss Ebe. You're welcome. Please, let's appreciate her. We have some of our members in the house. We appreciate all our members. However, we will need to recognize our live fellow members in the house this morning. Yeye Agnes Shubajo, you're welcome, man. Also, Mr. Emeka Ele, you are welcome. Sir. We have our Auditor General in the house, representative of Auditor General. You are welcome, sir. We have representative of our corporate member present now. Others are still on their way. Is the FCMB. Please, let's appreciate FCMB. And the other school that is also present from Bara Community High School. Right? Please, let's appreciate the school. My own constituency, the media people, please, let's appreciate the media. And every other person that is around. I also have the management staff of Mr. Uchine Achunene, Mr. Adedayo Mahmoud. You're welcome, Mr. Olaide Ali, and all other managers in the house. Thank you for making it a day. We are starting off, as I've told you, we are not going to delay. And when we start, we'll move till we end. I will hand over the microphone to the chairman of this occasion, who is the President Board of Trustees, Izoma Asiodo.
Well, this is what conservation is about, isn't it? We all pray to grow old. And I used to tell people jocularly that want to live long, join conservation. Because our president, our founding president, lasted long. And we just lost Akintola Williams at 104. So conservation is not a bad thing at all. Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of council, life members, and our dear students. I'm sorry it's 12:15, but you were all here, so it's not our fault. I'm told, of course, we formed the necessary quorum for an annual general meeting. And I have great pleasure in declaring this 34th annual general meeting open. Before I call on the secretary to read the notice convening the meeting, I will request all members, when they want to speak, to kindly wait for the microphone. And if they wish to second the motion, they should please state their names for the benefit of the secretaries who are compiling the minutes. I now call upon the secretary to read the notice convening the meeting.
Notice of the 34th Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 34th Annual General Meeting, that is the AGM of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, will hold at the Lekki Conservation Center on Monday, 18th December 2023 at 12 noon to transact the following businesses. 1. Receive and consider the report of the National Executive Council, audited financial statements, and the auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2022. 2. To reappoint the auditors. 3. To conduct any other business that may be properly transacted as an AGM. Dated this Friday, 24th November 2023. Signed on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Joseph Onoja, Director General. Thank you very much.
Well, it gives me great delight to join in welcoming you all to the 34th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Now, 2022 was not just an exciting year for us. It was also a year marking our 40 years of official existence. We were able to publicize some of our achievements in delivering conservation initiatives and solutions. For 4 decades, NCF has achieved sustained environmental impact through consistent implementation of programs that help to restore and conserve the environment. Promoted biodiversity, conservation, protected species, provided environmental education for many students and youth all over the country. And I'm glad that the students form a majority of the people here today, and supported community livelihood wherever we had programs. Now, for 40 years, NCF has been in the forefront of promoting and advocating a society where people prosper while living in harmony with nature. In terms of concrete conservation projects, we are able to plant and nurture over 2 million trees across Nigeria under the Green Recovery Program of the And as you know, the Green Recovery Program of the Foundation has the ambitious target of restoring Nigeria's forest to 25% by 2050. Thank you. We were this the people by the government in the early 1980s. Later on, I will tell you where we are. So we are grateful to our international and local partners whose support made this possible. Our AFR 100, the Federal Ministry of Environment, the National Agency for Great Green Wall, that is across the AT Nigeria, Pernod Ricard Nigeria, Stanbic IBTC Bank, and a host of others. Other projects targeted at saving species in peril and tackling the climate crisis were also implemented across the country in partnership with IUCN, the Wilder Institute, Calgary Zoo, and others. I must emphasize that in this, as in many other desirable conservation targets, we still have a very long way to go. Recently, in response to my repeated questioning about the number of trees required for a given area, that is, in our reforestation effort, was informed by our Director General, and I'm quoting him, it should take 10 million trees to 100 square meters. Now, sometime in early 1980s, as I told you, the Nigerian government following FAO recommendations, committed the country to 25% forest cover. That is about 250,000 square kilometers. You heard that we need 10 million trees for 100 square kilometers. So you can do the arithmetic. 250,000 square kilometers, how many trees you need? And we planted 2 million. But, nearly 4 decades, as I keep repeating in every GAGF, we are still with less than 4% forest. Commonwealth's biggest producer of veneer and plywood, they've had to shut down because where they arranged to exploit, say in 25 years, they thought they had reserves. When they went there, they found only 50 meters of trees to the road behind, wiped out, not replanted. Unlike what was achieved in Malaysia, where the colonials had the same rules. So there we are. So we have this long way to go, and we must wake up to the task. That's why I'm glad young people are here, because they are going to take over, and they are the people who will be approached by some Chinese, cut your trees, just cut them into pieces of timber, pretend you've added value, you export. And in supporting the implementation of Nigerian sustainable banking principles, these are banking principles supposed to help with the environment, with social inclusion, women and all that, But the title just says Sustainable Banking Principles, which was launched in 2012 to strengthen the impact on social and environmental principles. The NCF hosted a 2-day workshop on assessment of environmental and social principles of the Nigerian Sustainable Banking Principles. It was held in Lagos in September 2022 with the support of WWF. Now, NCF participated actively in most of the continental and global environment conferences and synergized with the government delegation to give the country a good representation at the 27th United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. We like very long acronyms these days. It is UNFCCC COP27. Well, I'm sorry, this is your digital age. You like these things. It was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Beautiful reserved area, Cairo, just off Cairo, you know. It's part of, now, we also participated in the United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. It's called COP15, held in Montreal, Canada. My favorite North American city. Because if you've been to Montreal, the cemetery is larger than the occupied. And on cemeteries you don't build, so it's green. They also have been introduced an underground city. So whether it's winter, summer, it can be underground, with restaurants, hotels, entertainment. I was amazed because I had been to Montreal in 1959, and when in 1990 I went, I saw these wonders. So it's helped them. But we had this meeting in Montreal. Now, over the years, it has been proven that lasting conservation is achieved only through collaboration with a wide range of partners. So we remain grateful to our valuable partners who cut across all divides. International organizations, the federal and state governments and the agencies, the organized private sector, corporate organizations, NGOs, CSOs, local communities, faith groups, and NCF corporate and individual members. We are glad for your immense contributions to whatever we've been able to achieve. And have achieved so far. However, I cannot help stressing again and again that we must work harder to achieve the targets which are necessary and to which we are committed. I cannot stop by saying that our membership is only still a few thousand. We must become a mass membership organization. I think BirdLife in England have about 4 million, 1.5 million active members. So until young people there, persuade your parents, let them take interest in conservation. And we must do our best to, especially those of you who belong to the active age, who belong, but when you go to Abuja, all the shakers and movers, except the president, is a special case, I think they are between 40 to 60. So, we members of that age group should do our best. Get our friends, our relations, and all. The task is great, but it's worthwhile. So we must do our best to achieve the country we want, where people can prosper in a sustainable environment. I welcome you all once again and wish you positive and rewarding session. Thank you all. Unfortunately, soon to go chairman cannot be with us today. And he has asked the Director General on my right here to read his speech. And so I call on the chairman, as you people say, ably represented by Dr. Onoja, to give us.
I now read the report from the Chairman, National Executive Council of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, Senator Ede Dafinone. I want to express my deepest appreciation to all of you for joining us at the 34th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation to review the Foundation's activities for the year 2022. Our gathering today will afford us the opportunity to reflect on the past year's accomplishments, address challenges, and chart a new course for the future. The year 2022 was indeed a landmark and significant year for NCF and partners. We lined up activities to showcase and celebrate 40 years of creating sustained environmental impact in Nigeria, with the general theme, Only One Earth. The highlight of the 40th anniversary celebration was a glamorous event that marked the 20th anniversary of our flagship program, the Chief S.L. Edu Memorial Lecture. The event featured the streaming of a conversation with the globally acclaimed English broadcaster, natural historian and author, Sir David Attenborough. While the celebrations were going on, we ensured we carried on with the implementation of our projects, events, and activities under the Foundation's Strategic Action Plan 2021 to 2025. In partnership with the Anambra State Ministry of Environment, the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Program NewMap, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Community Resource Management and Conservation Initiative, and the support from ATC Nigeria Wireless Infrastructure Limited, a total of 10,812 trees were planted under this partnership. The trees planted are 90% economic trees with potential of providing rural economic value chain, provide jobs and support food security, and 10% exotic trees to support soil erosion resistance. The Foundation embarked on other community conservation initiatives that trained 50 women and youths from the support zone communities of one of the newly designated River Kankpe National Park in Kwara State on biochar production from rice waste. This was done with support from the Canadian High Commission's Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. Species conservation is a key strategic pillar for us. We embarked on an aggressive rescue mission to conserve important species like the African forest elephant, the cross-river gorilla, pangolins, vultures, sea turtles, lions, amongst others. The support we received from the Wilder Institute, that is the Calgary Zoo, Lagos Free Trade Zone, Painting Zoo, Levetis Foundation through the BirdLife Africa Secretariat, IUCN SOS, among others, made our species intervention program possible. In trying to lead by example, we have taken significant steps to reduce our carbon footprint and invest in renewable energy sources. More than 40% of our energy usage as the headquarters at the Lekki Conservation Center comes from solar energy. At NCF, sustainability is not just a buzzword, it is an integral part of our corporate DNA. The pace of our progress speaks to the remarkable and healthy interaction between our beneficiaries, staff, and volunteers who every day demonstrate exceptional and deep commitment to the Foundation's values, goals, and mission. None of these achievements would have been possible without the collective effort of our dedicated workforce. Our employees are the backbone of our organization, and I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for their hard work and dedication. Please, may we clap for the NCF staff. Thank you very much. Your passion and innovation have driven our success. I thank the Board of Trustees, the National Executive Council, who have remained committed to ensuring we deliver conservation initiatives and solutions that meet the needs of both people and nature. Looking ahead, we recognize that the business landscape remains uncertain and there is so much to do in the area of biodiversity conservation and climate change. However, we are committed to embracing change, leveraging opportunities, and remaining agile in driving the cause of conservation. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your trust and support. Our journey will not be possible without your dedication and belief in our mission. Let us continue to work together to build a Nigeria where people prosper while living in harmony with nature. Thank you very much.
You will notice that the chairman was to call the Director General to give his address. Well, Dr. Noja didn't call himself. So I now ask the Director General to give us his address.
Thank you very much, sir. This is a report of the Director General of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. The foremost environmental NGO in Nigeria, an audacious voice in environmental matters in Africa, the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, became more solid and robust as it celebrated its 40 years anniversary. Many activities and events formed part of the year-long celebration to commemorate NCF's 40 years of sustained environmental and conservation impact through conservation actions and advocacy. One of the key events used to mark our 40th anniversary was the 20th edition of the Chief S.L. Memorial Lecture with the theme, Only One Earth. It was a fireside chat with the renowned British broadcaster and naturalist, Sir David Attenborough. This was well attended by people across all walks of life. A 45-minute video documentary was produced to highlight the landmarks and impacts of the foundation. It also captured and chronicled people who have contributed in one way or the other to the growth of NCF right from its establishment. In the year under review, we implemented the climate change project in Kwara State, tagged the climate change resilience project sponsored by the Canadian Fund for Local Initiative through the Canadian High Commission in Nigeria. Biochar training was organized for women and youths of the community of River Kankwe in Patigi local government of Kwara State in March 2022, while International Day of Forest was held in collaboration with the Kwara State Ministry of Environment at Ilorin in April. Similarly, phase 2 of our Clean Our World, that is a cleanup and advocacy campaign for Owando Foundation initiative implemented in batches across the year. This commenced in February. In partnership with the Federal Ministry of Environment, NCF held the Convention on Biodiversity Workshop in Abuja in March 2022. This was done so that we will be able to harness our voices as we go for negotiations at the Montreal, Canada COP15 in Montreal, Canada. To push further the Green Recovery Nigeria program, we planted about 100,000 trees across the country. This project was sponsored by many corporate organizations who believed in the program. Among them were AFR 100, ATC Nigeria, Pernod Ricard West Africa, Stanbic IBTC Bank, among others. This is complementing our continuous protection of forest landscape across the country. Finama Nature Park, being funded by the Nigeria LNG, Omo Forest Reserve in partnership with the Ogun State government, Becheve Nature Reserve in partnership with the Leventis Foundation and Becheve communities. A workshop was held in Abuja in June on saving the Sahel. This was done in collaboration with BirdLife and other Pan-African Great Green Wall agencies in some African countries across the belt of the Great Green Wall, from Mauritius down to Djibouti. A press conference was organized thereafter as a joint press release was issued by NCF and BirdLife International. Saving species in peril is one of the 4 pillars of the NCF Strategic Action Plan. And in line with this, we embarked on project tagged Saving Wildcats, sponsored by the IUCN SOS at the Kainji Lake National Park in Niger State. Workshops were organized for rangers and other stakeholders, followed by donation of equipment to aid rangers' performance. Also during the year, in pursuance of our saving species in peril, we took custody of about 92 gray parrots, which are considered endangered by the IUCN, seized by Nigeria while being smuggled out of the country through Kano. These birds have been in rehabilitation and will be soon released to the wild. We are hoping to take them to the Cross River National Park, the Okwango Division, so that we'll be able to release them to the wild, so that they will continue their work in nature. In our bid to boost Save Vulture campaign strategy, we launched Wildlife Ambassadors in May, and this will help us to be able to galvanize efforts to ensure that everybody is involved in it. And these Wildlife Ambassadors are music stars, some of them are television celebrities. This was a result of the vulture survey that was conducted in May in Enugu and Anambra States, and conducted in Enugu and Anambra States in March. NCF signed an MOU with the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, the University of Calabar, so that we'll be able to push further our partnership in ensuring that we continue our work in conservation. The MOU with UNICAL was part of the NCF Species Program. The program, titled Community Conservation Graduate Student Scholarship Program, seeks to protect the Cross River gorilla, and we have just about 300 of them left in the wild, and they occur between Cross River State and Cameroon. And it was the work of NCF in the 1980s that led to the rediscovery of this population in the wild, and it's good for us to continue to state this. It is sponsored by the Wilder Institute, that is the founders of the Calgary Zoo in Canada. The program, which involves other partners like the Center for Biodiversity Conservation Research and the University of Calabar, will offer scholarship to 2 PhD students and 3 master students within 5 years. Also, NCM, in partnership with Lagos State Free Trade Zone, embarked on a project to save sea turtles in Lekki. It will interest you that we have about 5 species of sea turtles that birth in Nigeria's shores. About 5 of them come here, they lay their eggs, and then they go across the world. It's been shown that they live here and go as far as Brazil, but they come here to come and lay their eggs. But community members usually go and harvest these eggs, and that was why there was need for us to collaborate with the Free Zone so that we'll be able to talk to these communities to stop hunting these sea turtles and also harvesting their eggs. In May, as part of promoting environmental education, we gathered and engaged about 75 children ages between 7 to 17 in a summer camp out at the Lekki Conservation Center to expose them to practical conservation actions. Also, winners of the Ambassador Aduke Alakija National Arts and Essay Competition were handsomely rewarded with both cash and gift prizes. Work for Nature remains a policy and advocacy campaign tool for NCF, done in collaboration with the Lagos State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. It held simultaneously at 3 locations, that is Ikoyi Obalende LCDA, Ikeja, and Surulere LGAs. A workshop to review the Nigerian Sustainable Banking Principles developed 10 years ago was held at the Co Hotel Lagos. The 2 days workshop had in attendance representatives of major financial institutions in Nigeria, including the Apex Bank of Nigeria, that is the CBN. We used the various global environment days to create awareness about conservation and about themes about World Environment Days, Earth Hour, Wetlands Day, Pangolin Day, World Wildlife Day, World Migratory Bird Day, Mangrove Day, International Vulture Awareness Day, and many others. Dr. Mutari Aminu Kano was sent forth gloriously in recognition of his contribution to building NCF's network and net worth. As a true leader, he truly deserves to be celebrated for a meritorious service that he did for NCF after serving us for 4 years in his second return to serve at the helm of NCF. The year was rounded off with the 40th anniversary dinner and award night held at Means Pump and Pageantry. The night was well covered by the media. The event held on the 19th of November at the Metropolitan Club, Victoria Island, Lagos. Likewise, the 33rd annual general meeting of NCF was held virtually on the 30th of November. I want to use the opportunity to thank immensely the Board of Trustees and the National Executive Council, who have continued to provide guidance and support to me as the head of the management staff and NCF staff in general. Your guide has helped us to remain committed to our vision of building a Nigeria where people prosper while living in harmony with nature. We appreciate the unwavering support of our partners, our sponsors, and our donors, who are the bedrock of our activities. I equally appreciate all stakeholders, NCF members, CBOs, CSOs, and among others. Thank you very much for listening.
I now call upon auditors to read the annual reports and financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2022.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Mr. DJ. On behalf of Deloitte Nigeria, I present to you the independent year December 22. Mr. President, permit me to go over the first and the second paragraph and the last paragraph. Okay. To you, the independent auditors report to the members of Nigerian Conservation Foundation report on the audit of the financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the financial statements of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation set out on pages 4 to 39, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2022, the statement of income and expenditure and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in members' fund, statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Nigerian Conservation Foundation as at 31st December 2022 and of its financial performance and its cash flow for the year then ended. In accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. Basis of opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards on auditing. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the foundation in accordance with the requirements of the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, and other independence requirements applicable to performing audits of financial statements in Nigeria. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibility in accordance with the ISBA Code and other ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit for financial statements in Nigeria. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. I will now go to the last paragraph. Reports on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the 5th schedule of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, we expressly state that 1. We have obtained all information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. The Foundation has kept proper books of account so far as appear from our examination of those books. 3. The Foundation's financial position and its statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts and returns signed by Chigozie Okoro on behalf of Deloitte and Touch on 4th December 2023. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, you've all listened to our auditors who've gone through audited accounts, statement for the year ending December 2022. I shall now invite questions and comments, if any. As I said earlier, if you wish to make a comment, ask a question, raise your hands. But before starting to speak, let us know your name, etc. Your name, and you are in Nigeria, your title. Not so? Distinguished? Okay. Please, questions from anybody? Comments? Yes?
Our dear revered President of the Board of Trustees, in Yoruba land we say, Mofi Towotowo Purukoyin, that is with a lot of high respect, I mention your name, sir. Just last month, I was told that I have cataract in this eye. Okay, sorry. I'm Yeye Adenike Agnes Shobaju, an honorary life member. Sir, I was saying that just about 2 months ago, I was told that I have cataract on this eye. The consolation I have, sir, is that I won't go blind because I can see you reading this, your long speech, without glasses. I think we should give him a round of applause. Some of us still have to come to this school that we need to learn from you several things. I learned a lot from you when I was in school, SUA, working with Alhaji Ahmed Joda. Then you were with the French bank. Sir, I want to commend us. I say us because it's us. Through your leadership and the leadership of the chairman, the leadership of the DG of the secretariat, as our council members and some of the other members. Mine is a comment, it's not a question, to say that we're doing very, very well. And I will clap for NCF for a lot of job well done. My cousin is developing Lufasi. I know that across Nigeria, a lot of value has been added to conservation in Nigeria. And I know that the DG is trying to go globally to extend the strength of our NCF. And I want to say kudos and that we should continue in that manner. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Akam David Joseph from Bara Community Senior Secondary School. My question is, when the speech was going on, I had to know the full meaning of AOB.
Okay, AOB is any other business. I don't think there's okay. Except there's anything, any other acronym in that speech you don't understand.
Good day, everyone. My name is Aduku. And I have a question. The question is that, as a student, how can I preserve wildlife? That's my question.
Okay, I am Didi Chazenemo. I'm a writer. Okay, when the Director General was giving his speech, he talked about wildlife ambassadors. And according to what he said, musicians and all of that are members of these wildlife ambassadors. I didn't hear of a writer being a member. And I know that so many writers has been in the forefront of promoting the environment, you know. I, for one, have written so many books concerning the environment and so many other writers before me. So when you're talking about ambassadors, I didn't hear of any writer being involved or being mentioned as part of this ambassador. So to me, is not fair on us. Thank you.
My name is Desmond Ajekodum, council member of this esteemed organization. And with your the question I will pose is to the majority of the people here, the students, the young people. This question is for you. Do you love your mother? I didn't hear anything. Yes, if you love your mother, let me hear you say yes, so. Yes, sir. Very good. Well, do you know there is an ultimate mother called Mother Nature who provides you everything? The oxygen, the water, the food, everything. And as our dear esteemed president of our board, president of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, has very clearly stated, and it pains our hearts. We who have been here for many years, before me there was a Senator Akin Odun's founder members. And then they say that the trees that we promised to plant is minimal. So is it even up to 5% of what we were supposed to plant at all? And the trees are one of the most important parts of Mother Nature. So what I want to just say now, this is your picture for you children. If you haven't joined Conservation Club, you must join Conservation Club early next year when school starts. Will you join the Conservation Club? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, riding on what our esteemed council member has just said on how can we preserve nature in answering your question. Simply, one of the things he has talked about trees, planting of trees and nurturing them as well as part of your responsibility. I'm sure in your school you have some trees that you are growing and you can protect them. Also, you can, the little ways you can also do your own little bit. Okay. So the little way you can also do your bit is, as a student, I know as a student growing up, we had these tendencies that when we see lizards, we chase them and kill them. You've done so. You see, he's guilty. So That's part of protecting nature. That lizard is doing a lot of work for you because that lizard is hunting some insects that will have been detrimental to you, and that's what we call biological control. It controls that lizard serves as a predator to some insects that will have been a nuisance to you. So it helps in regulating the population of that insect, no matter how important they are. Because if they become too much, they become a nuisance. So they are helping. And that lizard also serves as food to another species who predates on that lizard. So that's your little way of ensuring that you protect Mother Nature. Because when you do that, you help to balance the food chain. I'm sure you must have taught that in biology. There's a food chain. So if you taught that food chain, it collapses everything. And it affects us as humans eventually. Because when you find something that feeds on that lizard, there's something also that feeds on that and that feeds on that lizard. And that is how the cycle continues. So Mother Nature has put all of these things in place so that you and I can live conducively. We'll not be walking and seeing lizards everywhere or seeing insects everywhere on our faces. Nature has put those things in place to be able to regulate all of these animals and insects and so on. So that's the role that you have to play. I'm just giving that as an example. So you can use to see what that you protect your trees and you know that they will grow and continue to provide the oxygen they need to provide for you and your fellow colleagues. Okay, I hope that helps. And the idea behind the ambassadors, the vulture ambassadors that we brought up is, number one, vultures play a very important role in the environment. In fact, they help to reduce the healthcare costs. Now that we don't have vultures, that's one of the reasons why we are seeing the kind of the rise in the different diseases that we have. People have hunted vultures to so much a level that we have about 95% of our vultures have been killed. And these vultures play a very important role because they are called the environment sanitation officers. They go and clean up the environment, especially when there's a carcass. The carcass that normally introduce bacterium spores that causes tuberculosis, botulisms, or and other diseases as well. But the vultures go in there, clean it up before it affects human. If vultures are taken away, dogs and rats go in there and do that work. And dogs and rats don't process those things. They bring it directly to the human population and affects human. So the money we have gained in killing vultures, we'll spend much more in healthcare costs in treating ourselves. And some even fatally, because some people die from such things. So because it is not a popular thing, and we know that these artists, they have a lot of following. We want people who are their followers. When they see their stars or their mentors being ambassadors, they'll be interested in this subject. And they want to follow, say, okay, if my mentor or my star is a member or is ambassador for this subject, I also want to be interested. And that is why we chose them. And it's not an exclusive thing. We continue to expand it. So we see the impact also of writers like you, because you also play. In fact, one of them is also a writer because she has written a book as well. She wrote a book about vultures and children in her own way to be able to push the message out. So yes, so people who are interested, we are a part of the cohort that we are going to also do to continue to expand our ambassadorship for species as we continue to create more and more awareness. The goal of it is for us to be able to get more and more people aware of the importance of these species and the role they play in the environment. So that is why we have that ambassadorship category that we've had. Thank you very much.
Revered President, the Director General, members of council present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my young school mates present here, I welcome you all. My position is a very simple one. I want to find out from the auditors if there is any serious reasons why our AGM cannot take place almost about the same time with the SLE Do Memorial Annual Lecture. Having the AGM at the end, the AGM for 2020,
to at the end of 2023, for me, doesn't sound too good. If there is any issues that the auditors probably have with us, let us clear it so that we can at least arrange our annual general meeting, as it were, as we used to do, to be close enough to the SLA Do Memorial Lecture. Thank you very much, sir.
The President, sir, we have some people online. I want to recognize them, some of the council members who joined online. We have Justice R.I.B. Adebi joined online. Mrs. Adeto Mohammed also joined via Zoom. Yeah, the TV is showing it, so she's, yes. Yeah. So we have Mr. Koye Edu also joined, Mrs. Onari Duke also online, and other people, members and staff. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions or comments? Thank you. So we will go now to item number 1 on the agenda is to receive and consider the report which we've just listened to. Now, I hereby move that the report of the National Executive Council, the audited financial statements, and the auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2022 be and are hereby approved. Would a member please raise your hand, his or her right hand. And if hope there is no challenge. If there is no right hand, left hand, you know, who wishes to second the motion? Anybody?
They say what a man can do, a woman can also do. I didn't say better because I can't do it better than him. Sir, my name is Yeye Adenike Agnes Shobajo. I hereby support the motion that has been ably moved by the president of the Board of Trustees. Thank you, sir.
Any contrary motion? Any? I shall now put the motion to a vote. Will all those who are in favor of this motion please signify by raising one hand each. All of you are entitled to vote. You are present. Those who are against, please raise one hand each. Pardon? No, you can't hear me. Those of you who are against, please raise one hand each. Anybody? So, pardon? What of the people there on the screen? Nobody. Okay. So the motion is carried unanimously. Now, ladies and gentlemen, item number 2 on the agenda is to reappoint the auditors. In accordance with section 3572 of the Companies and Allied Manners Act 1990, the company's external auditors, Messrs. Deloitte, have indicated their willingness to continue in office. I therefore move that pursuant to section 361B of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 1990, Messrs. Deloitte be and are hereby reappointed as auditors of the foundation. This is without prejudice to the point made by Senator Dunsi. We must find a way of returning to the completion of the auditing of our statements latest end of the first quarter of the year. That means that our accounts should be ready, be submitted to them in time for them to be able to do their work. So I've moved that the auditors be and are hereby reappointed as auditors of the foundation. Would any member wishing to support the motion please so indicate?
Mr. President, my name is Emeka Ele, and I still support the motion if moved. Thank you.
Is there anybody wishing to make a counter resolution? Please so indicate. I shall now put the motion to the vote. Will all those who are in favor of this motion please signify by raising one hand each. Will all those who are against the motion please signify by raising one hand each. Well, The motion is unanimously adopted. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and dear students, I don't think we have any notice of any other business. There's no other business. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and members of the National Executive Council, I would like to thank all of you for your attendance and positive contributions. Thank you very much and farewell.
Mr. President, sir, thank you for coordinating the meeting effectively. We want to appreciate all our council members, our life fellow, our representative from the government, the students, Aqua Consulting, FCMB, and other corporate members, our representative from the, how did they say I should call it? Representative from Deloitte. They say it's not Accountant General. They want to wire my bomb. Yeah, we have representative of Chevron and other organization. Thank you for making out time to join us in this 34th AGM. We have refreshment for you. Make sure you get your pack before you leave. The media, you can move close to interview the president, because even not to. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you.
This is amongst the students. We have a very distinguished member who runs a park, Lufasi Park, where some trees have been planted. There is a lake, and the activities take place. How many of you students have been there? So, this is an invitation. It's a place you should go to. Not only LCC here, but also nearby. It's about 5 kilometers from here. How many? Yes. Just along there, Lufasi Park. They have many things going on there. You are free to describe your park, because he has not only planted one tree, he's planted many trees. So, and you young men, if you can persuade your parents where you live, just plant one tree. I've done a bit more than that myself in my surroundings. It will help. Somebody asks, what can they do? That's one of the little things you can do, And please, if you want to say 1 or 2 words,
Well, I became a conservationist because of my dear Uzoma Asiodo, because he hosted the present King of England, and that King of England made a statement when Uncle Uzoma had hosted him, and he said that if we lose the battle against climate change, we shall be, okay, let me use his own accent, if I can. If we lose the battle against climate change, we shall be bequeathing unto our children a poisoned chalice. Did I do the accent okay, sir? Which means that we're going to give our children calabash where poison day inside. God forbid. God forbid, this shall not be our portion. And then we're going to give a good, rousing cheer for Uzoma, but it's not going to be a clap. After I just tell you one of the very special things you see at Lufasi Park, we have a monkey there called Rocky, and Rocky plays football. No, but the only thing is, Rocky always also plays basketball, and she doesn't know the difference between basketball and football, being a monkey. So, my dear people, in our time-honored way, we're going to give Uncle Philip, Uzoma, Asiodu, 3 mighty bullseye. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye.
Hello, hello. 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 Please, we have calendar available. 2024 NCF calendar is available. Make sure you get your copy before you go. Thank you.